The Antarctic and Greenland region host some of the most beautiful, picturesque landscape in the world. An endless display of mountain ice snow formations, floating glaciers larger than houses, ice shelves as tall as skyscrapers, and wildlife so unique to the region it is sometimes difficult to believe how such beautiful, powerful and interesting creatures are able to survive. But these areas are in danger. Due to the effects of global warming, the rising global temperature and ocean temperatures are rising. The Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets together contain over 99% of the Earth's fresh water. If these bodies of ice were to eventually melt, sea levels would rise and have an impact on the Earth's countries, continents and inhabitants. That's us. With such a magnificent display of ice and snow, it would be hard to believe that between the years 2010 and 2013, the Antarctic ice sheet alone lost up to 1.5 billion tons of ice each year. Those losses from the polar ice sheets are a contributor to the rise in sea level. The losses from the Antarctic ice sheets alone contribute a rise of approximately 0.45 millimeters in sea level rise each year. So how is global warming contributing to the ice sheets melting? Global warming occurs from large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases being trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. The increase of these greenhouse gases being emitted into the Earth's atmosphere is causing the Earth's temperature to increase. As shown here, since the 1980s there has been a steady increase in global temperatures. The rise in Earth temperature caused the ocean and global temperatures to rise. The ocean temperature affects the region's ice shelves, while the global temperature affects the ice sheet's mass balance. Due to the rise in ocean temperature, minor collapse of shelves and melting of the ice shelves is occurring at both polar ice sheets. Although at present time it is a low probability of any major ice shelves collapsing, if the ocean temperatures continue to rise, causing the shelves to collapse, it will have an impact on the rise in sea levels. For example, the collapse of a major ice shelf from the West Antarctic region alone could have an impact of 3.3 meter rise in sea levels if it was to occur. This is how the rise in ocean temperature is affecting the shelves. As you can see from the diagram, the melting under the ice shelf occurs from the warmer ocean temperatures, which then cause the ice shelf's grounding line to move further inland. The grounding line is where the ice shelf meets the land. The more this increases, the potential for the ice shelf to collapse into the ocean also increases. The rise in global temperature affects the mass balance of the ice sheets. The mass balance of an ice sheet is determined by comparing the yearly losses of the sheets from melting and ice discharge against the total input of snow accumulation. So throughout the year as the seasons go by, during the winter the ice sheets accumulate snow and ice, which increases their mass balance. During the summer months the ice sheets then lose snow and ice due to the rise in temperature, which run off into the ocean. If mass balance is sustained during the year and the losses aren't so great, we won't see the rise in sea levels. Unfortunately, with a steady increase of global temperature, mass balance is rarely sustained.
Aside from the rise in sea levels, the melting of the ice sheets is affecting the diverse and unique animal species which inhabit these regions. Polar bears, leopard and Ross seals and walrus all rely on the ice sheets for hunting for food, habitat and reproduction. The effects are already taking the toll on the polar bear, who are currently turning to alternate food sources as the ice melts occur sooner and freeze later. Normally they're feeding on ring-seal pups around the sea ice. Polar bears are now hunting on land for caribou, snow geese and their eggs. These types of changes in their habitat due to the loss of sea ice from rising ocean temperatures will force these animals to either adapt or perish.
So what can we do to try and reduce the impact of global warming, and therefore the rise in ocean and global temperatures, and therefore conserving the ice sheet regions and the animals which inhabit these regions? While governments apply schemes and emission reduction targets nationally, there's plenty we can do in our homes and everyday lives to assist. For example, changing regular light bulbs to compact fluorescent lights or LED lights will help save electricity. Choose reusable products instead of disposable ones, and recycle at every opportunity possible. Turn lights and appliances off when you're not needed or in use. Plant a tree as they absorb carbon dioxide and emit oxygen. Drive a low emissions vehicle and drive less. Carpool or walk and ride when you can. So help slow down global warming to protect the unique and important region that is the Antarctic and Greenland regions, so we don't end up living in a water world.